probably well know, with the passage of AB 32, and then Governor Brown has just signed, I forget the special number, legislation to establish the goal of using 33% renewables from energy generation by the year 2020, reducing our consumption of fossil fuels and shifting to using 33% renewables in energy generation by 2020. And so I was wondering what plans or guidelines the county is working on or has started on or is anticipating with respect to helping meet those goals and or programs that the Air Quality Control Board might have given an indication that they're going to roll out, and how do you think that might impact development in the county? Thank you.
That's a good question, and I don't have a good answer. The one answer that I do have is that over the last few years, the county facilities have all been going up, doing upgrades to become more energy efficient, incorporate recycling programs, and all the things that they could do internally. That's been moving along pretty good, I think, over the last few years. In terms of establishing policies, it always gets to be a challenge for land use issues, and I think basically I would characterize the situation as I think the county is aware of these things. There are constraints. Part of it is political will, education of the general community as to what policies, which direction you, the community, gives to us about what we should be doing. We're not supposed to be up there basically telling you what to do. It's supposed to be a partnership here. So how that will manifest on the streets, what kinds of policies, as you are aware, we talked about biomass earlier. That's a program that would potentially, well, certainly be connected to county in some fashion. But I think you're kind of looking for, what does that mean in terms of development and smart growth, or am I leading?
I'm just wondering if what's going on in terms of planning for this, or if you have any guidelines that have established. You know,
I'm gonna actually defer this to a person who probably knows a whole lot more. This is Eve Diamond, who is the analyst and works in the board chambers to find out answers to questions. So Eve, did you have a comment?
I don't necessarily know the answer, but I can answer it. Oh, I'm sorry. At your workshop, there was a presentation from Joy Stewart on AB 32 and impacting on smart communities or something like that. But there's that information I can get you, and then there's also a sheet which I apologize I didn't bring, but I had to do this for another supervisor. Just create a list, kind of an outline of all the green actions the county has taken over the last several years in terms of making our fleet more efficient and our buildings, things like that. So the short answer is
It's a challenge. I'll just mention, again, using the Loma Rica project as an example. It's fails air quality standards. And how does that, and that project has been in the works prior to AB 32, prior to the voters voting to turn down AB 20 or Proposition 23, which was going to try to change AB 32. So the California voters are pretty clear that they want to be going in a certain kind of direction. The challenge is, as I mentioned, and I think this is an issue that's kind of hindering full implementation of AB 32, is if you took it fully seriously, you could probably pretty much kill all development everywhere. And that's just not going to fly. So somewhere along the way, and I think that they're in process now trying to sort this thing out. What is this going to mean for individual communities and their challenges and things that they're facing? I'll give you my little tiny incremental step towards what I'd like to see, frankly, with the Loma Rica thing. There's a strong commitment in our community for solar. There was a newspaper article here several months ago saying that we have one of the highest proportion of solar installations, I believe, in the state. There's a psychological commitment that I'm not sure how the money pencils out, but at least there are definitely people that are willing to put their money where their mouth is. I think that there's a market for it. If the Loma Rica project, for example, were to come in and mandate solar collectors and utilize some of these underground cooling systems that Hill Flat Lumber, Whitney Springs has done, proven technology, reducing engine costs, that project would come a lot closer to the desired goals of meeting air quality standards. So those are the kinds of things I would think that's what I would look for in a model community, is something that's dramatically forwarding these important goals. But as far as county policy, Ralph, I think he was going to get me dialed up on that, and you can contact me later, and I'll pass that on. Anybody else who's interested, happy to do that. I'm not sure of the order here. Margie?